Hello and welcome along to the stream tonight. I hope that anybody out there is doing well. This is my first stream of 2022. Bit quiet though. Okay. Hey Maurice, hey Nils on the chat room. Nils, are you in the same situation as Maurice? Is it coming through quite low? Try to think what I can do to make that better. Hey Kim, how's it going? There might be something I can do to make that better. Let me think. Could be a bit louder, yes. Okay, let me see if I can do something here. Let me put this up a bit. Is that any better? Kim's saying it sounds fine his end. Is that any better? I'll wait and see. If not, you can screw the volume up. I don't know. Kim's saying it sounds fine. We'll go with that just now. I'd say no changes. Okay. So I don't actually know how to turn up the volume on the microphone. I think I can turn it down. That went down, I think. If I put that back up. I'll pump my volume. I'll pump up my volume down. What do you mean? What does that mean? I'm so confused. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I think I've spoken to some of you since the new year, so I hope you all had. Yeah, I think I moved something. I moved the microphone mixer fader down, thinking that it would help, but that didn't. So, alert chat window. No, there's nothing that indicate that I'm doing anything wrong. Hey Corey, how's it going? So yeah, I muted myself because of the mixer. But yeah, let's run with this just now. If it's not going into the recorded video particularly loud, I will look into it for next week. So yeah, hope you're all doing well. The aim of tonight's stream was to look into shipping a new version of GitReleaseManager. So for those that don't know, GitReleaseManager is a project that I work on which aims to help make it easier to control your releases on GitHub. It's a project that's been around for a fair bit. And I thought someone had raised an issue about supporting .NET 6. And I was like, that's relatively simple. I've had 2 people mention to me that it needs to be done. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get it done. So I went in here and I noticed that there was 12 open dependabot alerts. So I'm like, okay, let's merge some of them in. So I went and found a simple one, which was bumping NUnit from 3.13.1 to 3.13.2. I'm like, you know what? That's going to be simple. I saw that there was a failed build, and I checked that, and that's a failure on the app.fair build that's currently set up, but that's a known issue. So I'm not necessarily fussed by that, but I thought I'll do my due diligence. I'll pull it down locally, and I'll build the project locally just to make sure that it hasn't broken anything. And then it all broke, unfortunately. So there would appear to be some sort of conflict when I build GitReleaseManager locally on my machine, and I suspect that that is because I have the 6.0 SDK installed, and something in there is conflicting with the way that we're currently calling transform templates or transform text templates. Now, the reason I suspect that it's something to do with my local machine is because it's not happening on GitHub Actions. And GitHub Actions currently only has .NET 5 installed, not .NET 6. So just before coming on stream, I was messing around with this, hoping that I could just put system.io into here and it would all work, but that's not working. So Kim has suggested using something slightly different. So, because the reason I reached out to Kim is because, so currently it's not working, and exactly, it's absolutely not working. And signing PowerShell scripts can take a long walk of non-existent peer. So Corey, you're having fun with what you're working on there. Yeah, so absolutely, Kim. I went through all of them. I searched this file for both file dot, and there was 3 of them, and I searched it for directory dot, because those are the main ones that are coming up in the red text that I sent you. But then your suggestion was to do something slightly different. So that was I was kind of hoping, or I was kind of, so your Kim's suggestion, let me just bring this into chat. I'm going to copy this. Kim's suggestion was to augment the using statement slightly to specifically, in the hope that it was a conflict between directory and in the 2 namespaces, that being specific about the usage of directory would make it work. I think it's worth trying it, Kim, just to be on the safe side. But failing that, I don't know how to fix it. So I'm open to suggestions, because I would like to get this fixed, because otherwise, I missed a semicolon. I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, I mean, I could work on the premise that I'm just going to build it. See, that doesn't fill me with confidence that I would have expected an error. I would have expected that to error out on the fact that it didn't have a semicolon. So is this how? That is strange. Why did this not fail? Code is saying, turns out you can put Unicode in a non-bomb file, just has to be after the second command in a file. Anywhere before that and PowerShell thinks you changed the file. Ask me how long it took me to figure out my failing test case wasn't failing. Interesting. Sounds like you're having a whale of a time. But yeah, I'm confused as to why that didn't fail. I am editing the right file, I think. So that is source GitReleaseManager.core templates releasetemplates.tt. Why did my lack of semicolon not break something? It probably didn't get that far due to lines 9 to 13. But it's reporting the errors on the other lines. That's the part. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know how TT templates work, but I would have expected that if it's reporting an error on a specific line, which it's doing here, 63, 60, 57, that it would have picked up on the fact that the semicolon was missing. Okay, so hold on. People who know more about TT templates than I are coming in, so that's good. It probably didn't get that far due to lines 9 to 13, so that's where I was, which is this section. Line 25 is just pure text, not actually running code. Line 25. I see. Okay, so this is... I get you. Okay. The missing semicolon is in the content. It does not get to write the content due to the other errors. Okay, so let me see if I've got this sectioned. I see. Okay, So, for those that are not familiar, me included, this section here is the code that's being used, and everything else that's not within these delimiters is the text content that gets spit out as a result of running the TT template, correct? In which case, that might help with the numbering, because the number would then be an indication of the template number line, correct? So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 takes us to there. Okay. Fine. So that would suggest that if this was going to work, that's in the wrong place then. This should have been within this import here, but then how does that? So Kim is saying everything inside the delimiters, yes, is the code. The rest is the text that will be included. Okay, so I had that right. In which case, I'm trying to remember if I put system.io here in this one. I think I did, but let's try it again. Because what I would like to do, I would like to get this working. I don't want to be relying on the CI build. I would want to get this working, because ultimately, if we get to build with .NET, if we get this to build on .NET 6, I'm going to need to get it to run with .NET 6 on the CI system. So I need to get this to build. So let's see if that made, okay, so that's still got an error on line 10. So that still didn't work. So where I was going to go next was to look at, and that's why I was digging up the source code for Cake to see if there was anything specific in how the T4 template engine is being called that would cause it to call into something in .NET 6 when I'm not actually telling it to. So that was going to be in here. So that would be the text transform runner. So that would be in here. How is it finding what tool it's using? This text transform. Regex. Regex is everybody's friend. So okay. So this text transform. It's unlikely that I'm going to find these in here. Text transform.exe. But if I were to go to the Visual Studio, what is it I'm looking for? Developer command prompt. That's what I was looking for. Sort of stumbling here a little bit, but we'll carry on. Okay, that is there. So I'm curious if I just use that directly against C GitHub. Oh, where's my backslash on this keyboard? GitHub, organizations, Git tools, GitReleaseManager, source. Where was the next one? Source. core, GitReleaseManager core, templates, release templates. Did that work? Well, let's come back to that, Kim, because I've just run core templates. I've just run it with text transform and it generated it correctly. That's a good suggestion, Neil. Let's come back to that. But so just to be a sanity check, if I delete that gs.cs or g.cs and I run that guy again directly with text transform.exe, then it's correctly creating the g.cs. So what Nils is suggesting is a good suggestion. So if we come up to here and do verbosity, you can't see it because of my head, verbosity equals diagnostic. Let's see what command line is actually being used, and then we can maybe dig into that a little bit. So Kim is saying that probably since that one is a .NET utility and not a .NET Core utility, so it probably doesn't even, so that was, yeah, that was my suspicion too. But what's it doing? It is attempting to do could not resolve path for tool text transform.exe using these directories. Okay, so then it's executing tools t4.exe, passing in the template, and then it's failing. Okay, so at least we're on to that. So if we go back to our cake script and look at our tool, we're pulling in .NET T4 2.05. So if we go up here and look at .NET T4, is that what it was called? I think it was .NET T4. So there is a new version of that at version 2.2.1. That could be worth a try. Okay, so just as an attempt, let's run it again, see if that helps. So that should resolve the new version of that tool and execute it. It's already installed. It's uninstalling it and it's reinstalling it, so that's good. Saw that fly past there. And then hopefully, oh, okay, that seemed to work. I'd spotted that as well. That's complete coincidence, but I spotted that too. Okay, let's make sure that that wasn't just a fluke. Let's delete that file one more time, move it to the recycle bin. Let's take off the verbosity because it was quite busy, and let's run that again. And we'll see. Now, speaking of cake.recipe, there will be a new version soon, hopefully, maybe, because I'm at a point, I'm trying to remember where I got to before Christmas, but I think we got to a point where the latest version of cake.recipe was ready for shipping. I just needed to test it out on at least one other project. Yeah, with Cake support for Cake 2.0. Yes, I think that's where we got it to. But I need to circle back and see where we got to. Okay, cool. So that is working now. So let's undo some of the changes that I made. So let's undo this guy, because I tried before the stream, I tried to pin to a specific .NET CLI version using the global.json, thinking that that was going to be related, but that didn't do anything. The TT file I added an explicit using, so we don't need that one either. So the only thing we've done in the recipe.cake file is pin to a new version. So let's once more into the breach. Let's do that and see if that helps. And if that works, then we can get back to the business of what we're actually trying to do, which is to ship a new version of GitReleaseManager with support for .NET 6. So I'm reliably informed that all we'll need to do is add a new target in the CS proj file. But in order to get there and get a working build on GitHub, there's going to be a few other things that we need to do, I think. So we will have a play with that. I want to try and pull in some of those PRs for the dependencies that we have. And if all of that works, then we'll ship it. Fingers crossed. I don't know. We've wasted, well, not, we haven't wasted. We have gone through, we've burned through 25 minutes already. So we'll have to wait and see if we get to a shipping point. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So Nils, I realized that I missed a meeting last night. I realized that after I checked Slack this morning. I haven't followed up with Pascal about the question that he asked me yet, but I do apologize for not attending the meeting. I have no excuse other than I forgot about it. And yeah, sorry. If there's anybody else on the Cake team listening, I do apologize. But there's nothing I can do about it. I need to put a calendar reminder in my phone. We voted to get you much more PRs to review. I can. I saw that there was a request for someone to do the release, so I might try and make up for it by doing the release if I can get time. Realistically, that won't be until neither the weekend. Lots of stuff on at the minute, lots of juggling happening at the minute, both at work and not at work. That error is okay, if I recall correctly. That is just one of the JetBrains tools getting uppity. So I'm okay with that. Red text. Because I think in the new version of cake.recipe, we've removed Dupe Finder now, I think, because it's no longer supported on .NET Core, if I recall correctly. Yes, that was one of the, so Kim's just touched on what I was thinking about as well. So in addition to adding a new target framework, which is .NET 6, we need to tidy up the ones that are no longer supported, because there is a bunch of warnings and errors about unsupported frameworks now. So yes, I was going to do the same thing. Yes, there's one PR from, and yeah. So funny story. So yeah, Nils is referring to the fact that I raised a PR in Cake, and I've left it hanging and not done anything about it. That was a PR into Cake to add support for the new export command that we've added to Chocolatey CLI. And I got some feedback from Matthias that I haven't actioned yet. And yeah, it's a small change, but I just need to get around to it, Nils. So yes, if I were to do the release, I would be updating that PR before that and then starting the process. Regex. So what you'll do now, Maurice, now that you've got that regex working, is you'll get it working and you'll promptly forget exactly what it does. So the next time you come and look at it, you'll have to start that regex all over again. Because that's how regex works. It's doing lots of stuff. It's running tests and everything. So you're looking for a star and then contained within quotes anything more than one, then a space and a hyphen with anything optionally within another quote. Exactly. So I have on at least one of the online regex services, I've created an account because you can have it remember your regexes and example input that you're using so that you can come back to it another day and it's there, it's stored. Can't remember which one it is. I don't think it's regex 101. Is it reg expression? I can never remember. I always Google it. Let me check that one that you suggested. I don't think it's that one. No, it's this one that I use. Let me put it into the chat here. It's that one. Because you can log in with GitHub and then you can have it remember your patterns. And the build succeeded, beautiful. Ooh, maybe it's been updated since I last looked at it. It's got a what's new section. I should maybe look at that. But yeah. And Maurice is saying, I'm fetching package parameters from a description value of a new spec file. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, so you're looking for the things in quotes and then I see. Okay. Okay. I could see that. Oh, so the bullet point, quotes, anything within that as a group, and then a hyphen and anything after that in a group. I've had, so you're talking about the one that I linked to, Kim. I've not had a problem with it. Oh, I see what you're saying. So writing regex in a way that it doesn't always support. Can't say I've run into that one, but mainly due to capture groups. I see what you're saying. I mean, I haven't had a problem with it recently. I can say that. So maybe things have changed. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to just add a quick one here, which is a build commit, which is bump to latest version of T4 tool without this in play. There are errors when trying to transform the templates when I wish that would automatically wrap. When trying to transform the templates when .6 SDK is installed. Okay, so let's do that. Sure. And let's go back to here. So git push upstream, git push origin. I think I had a branch checked out locally, which was the PR branch for NUnit. So let's go back to that, git check out dash git rebase on develop git push. Let's push that up so it's ready if it works. And if it does, let's do another build. Let's make sure all our unit tests still work. So basically for the next little while, I'm going to be reviewing and merging the PRs for all of the dependencies that GitReleaseManager has on it. And if all of that works, then we could look at bumping the version of .NET Cores or the target frameworks for this application. That's obviously not very good, but I suspect that's because I had something open and it didn't like it. So yeah, something didn't like that very much at all. So what would have been, I wouldn't have expected it to be that. Something in the build artifacts folder is being held open. But let's nuke it and see. Okay, weird. Try that again. So that's an interesting question, actually. You are correct, but I kind of leave it up to Visual Studio. So I haven't specifically installed that preview. I kind of leave it up to Visual Studio to keep that up to date for me, because I find that when I update Visual Studio, it pulls in the .NET SDK. But yeah, you're right, that's still the preview version, and I'm assuming then that there is a updated version of that. So it's the 602. So that's the one I've. So have I got the right one? Or do I need to go off and update it? I've never fully understood what all of these numbers mean and whether, yeah, I don't know. But let's see if this website gives us any additional information. So the LTS version is 601. So does that mean I've got a newer version? This is the part I never understand. Current non-preview. Okay. Okay, so there is another. Okay, so I see. Okay. So I have a newer version than the current LTS version. Gotcha. Gotcha. What is going on there? Oh, it's the other PowerShell in behind it. That's weird. Okay. So if this gets to the unit test stage, then I'm happy. And we can. Correct. I have the 22. So I have both. This is one of the things that I updated the other night when I was getting things ready for the stream. So yes, I have both the latest version of 2019 and I have the preview of 2022 installed, which I suspect then is what's responsible for installing the 60200 preview. Even the earliest preview listed on the website, hold on. As in, I've got a smarter than the average bear release that even the earliest preview listed on the website. Oh, I don't know then. I haven't knowingly installed that. I kind of assumed that this was keeping things up to date for me, but that might not be the case. Who knows? Who knows? So I'm going to go over here on my other machine that you can't see and get ready to merge some of these PRs. So that would be this one. So that is a build. I should maybe move this over to what version of GitReleaseManager are we on? GitReleaseManager. So the latest release is 0.12.1. So this would be moving towards the 0.13.0 milestone. Take that off. And I'm going to say that one, that one, that one. Okay, so that all succeeded. I'm going to wait for the GitHub Actions build to finish now. And we can get that merged then. Close out a bunch of these files. Okay. So what I'm looking at is over here. Oh, that's not there. But if we go here, then we look at actions, then this, oh, I see why it's taking there's a little bit of a delay because there's two builds running at the same time, but that's fine. So while that is doing that, we could preemptively look at what Kim was referring to earlier. So if we go to one of our CSPod files, then currently in here, we support Netcore app 2.1 and Netcore app 3.1. So this one, the 2.1, is out of support. So that one would go away. So then the question becomes, what are the target frameworks that we would want to support? So if I go up over here, and let's have a little look. And 3.1 is out of support this December. So we've got a little bit of time left on that one. So that's fine. So based on this, we would have Net 5.0 and we would add Net 6.0. I think that's what we would need to do. And we would need to do that on all the CSPod files so that they're all lined up. And 5.0 is out of support in May, so no reason to add that. So we should maybe pull this up. Where are you pulling that info? Other than pulling that from your very, very good memory, where are you pulling that information from? Because I don't disagree with you, but it would be good to bring that up on stream so that we can have my very, very bad memory, he says. So let's grab this URL and we'll put this up on the stream. This one. I do know that site, Maurice, but Kim's Google Foo is better than mine. So it used to be good to use. Okay, so it's actually right there. Okay, so .NET 5 is out of support on May the 8th this year. The LTS version of .NET 6 runs all the way through till 2024, and .NET Core 3.1 runs out in December this year. Okay, so based on that, then I would agree with Kim. So what we're saying then is we won't add in a target framework for this. We'll add in Net 6.0 and we'll leave in at the minute Net Core App 3.1 And then in December, this one would move out. And by then, I think I'm right in saying that there will be the next version of .NET after that, because the cadence that they've said is that they'll have one, is it every year? Is that what they said? Fairly sure it is. But the every other one has a longer LTS. It's probably on this site. Yeah, fairly sure that's what I've heard. Okay, so where was this? That succeeded. Okay, so if we go over here and we do duplicate and we go to our PRs and we go down to the N unit one. So even though there's a failing build, which is appver, I'm going to say I'm going to use my administrator privileges and I'm going to merge that because it worked. No, it's my 2020 shirt, not the 2019. It is a Hacktoberfest one though, but it's the 2021. Close. Has anyone got their 2021 one yet? I've not got it yet. I'm going to do the NUnit test adapter next. Oh, dependabot's rebasing stuff, so we're probably going to want to tell it to stop doing stuff. Oh, look, Kim's got another link. See? His memory for links is amazing. That's what it is. Copy. Paste. Yeah, so there's some overlap. Look, so .NET 7 will ship in 2022, and then the current one lasts for 18 months, where the LTS lasts for double that. Yes. So currently the LTS version is .NET 6, which runs through to 2024. But then while that's happening, they're working on .NET 7, which is the current one, and then it moves. Yes, this is exactly how I remember it. So Nils is saying no to the Hacktoberfest t-shirt, so is Maurice. Kim's saying he hasn't got his either. It was linked to the page. It almost certainly was, wasn't it? So it's right there. It's right there. It's right in front of me. I see it now. Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know, all the information is right there. You just need to read it. Okay. So what I was going to do then is there's a bunch of dependabot things kicking off. So I'm going to tell it to be a little bit more careful about what it's doing, because I suspect what it's doing is it's bumping all of these at the same time, and we don't necessarily want it to do all of them at the same time, because that's just a waste of resources, because ultimately they're going to, well, these ones are ultimately going to fail actually. So it's actually the GitHub actions that I want to control a little bit more. So over here, it's probably run off and done a bunch of stuff. So the one that I was looking at doing next was the NUnit one. So let's go ahead and cancel that. This is the one thing I don't really like about the whole dependabot saga is it's not even cancelling it. Oh, it did. Cancel the serial log one. Cancel the text copy one. I kind of want to have a little bit more control over what it's doing. Maybe enable rolling build. Well, so the appver CI build is currently broken for other reasons, Kim, because Git version is throwing a wobbler on every PR build. I'm not entirely clear on what's going on there. So I might cut to the chase on this a little bit and run the builds locally and merge them locally and then push a bunch of these changes at once. Corey saying, I'd love to see an update from Oktoberfest on if they shipped all the shirts, because the only email I've had is the estimate that will be shipped at the end of 2021, and that email wants, yes, I agree. Having some sort of visibility would be good, yes. So, like I say, dependabot is rebasing this PR. So that's the one that we're currently looking at. So I think what we'll do is we'll start to be a little bit more. Did someone mention renovate? Probably, if Maurice might have. I've still not played with it yet. I'll be honest, I've not played with it. I've heard good things about it from both yourself, Nils, and Maurice, but I haven't personally played with it yet. Okay. I don't think it's difficult to switch over, is it? Manfred's also using it, okay. Let's have a look at this. We'll do this one if it works, and then we'll pull some of them local so it stops doing it. As easy as do re mi. Well, I'm not going to do it now because, like I say, the main focus of tonight. It depends how so renovate creates the kind of top level issue that's tracking for all the PRs, right? So you can see in one place, and it keeps that one issue up to date. Correct? Yes, that's what I thought. I've seen that happen on. I think it was one of Maurice's repositories. I was looking at it, but you can disable it. Okay. Well, let's bring that in. Thank you, Maurice. Copy, copy, copy. Paste, paste, paste. Dependency dashboard, yes. This issue provides visibility into renovate updates and their statuses. This repository currently has no open or pending branches. Look at that. Check this box to trigger a request. Oh, look at that. I like that. That's nice. I like that. Can I tick it? No, I can't tick it. No, I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's just wait for this one to run, and then we will merge it. So close this one out. So we need to play catch up a little bit here with all these. So yeah, funny story. Or should I say this? I don't think it's. Let's keep it ambiguous. Someone in the chat room might have given me access to a repository, and someone else might have then thought that they were creating a PR to modify a file in said repository, only to then not watch what he or she was doing, and then ended up not creating a pull request, but rather committing directly into the repository because they weren't watching what big green buttons were available to them. And that person, he or she, might have then committed directly into that repository rather than creating a PR, and was reasonably apologetic for it after he or she had remembered what they'd done. I don't know what I was doing. I genuinely don't. I also really love the hierarchical configurations and the org-wide settings. So this is stuff for renovate, I'm assuming, Nils. I wonder regarding the app pair build, it is missing some history, so maybe it isn't cloning the whole repo. Yeah, possibly. Thank you, Maurice. I honestly don't know what happened. It was one of those situations. I saw a typo, and once I see a typo, I can't leave it not fixed. So I went in, I edited the file, went through the standard GitHub UI workflow, and I saw a big green button, thinking it was a let's raise a PR, and it wasn't. It was a commit directly to the branch. It was all good though. It was a valid change. A slip of the mouse click, indeed, indeed. That's exactly what it was. Right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So what I'm not going to do actually is do this through the. I'm not going to do this through the UI because that'll kick off another build cycle. So if this builds there, I will merge it locally and then carry on with the builds. This is why a certain someone have lost access to certain places. See, that's just cruel, Kim. That's cruel, but not untrue either. He who shall remain nameless. Fun and games. Git checkout dash git fetch upstream git rebase upstream. I'll get there. Develop. Seriously. Git push origin. And then we've got a GHPR list. The one that we're interested in is the 416. So we're going to check out 416. That's not the right one. Git ex. But my regex is working. I'm generating CSV files now. Should have used a blockchain, but like a different one. No. So that's the develop branch. That one's good to go. So let's do git checkout dash git merge no ff dependabot NuGet and unit adapter. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to push that yet. But what we can do is we can do a branch dependabot. Yep. And then unit that one. Okay. So now we can do GHPR list again. And then let's do the Roslinator one next. Git ph checkout 417. Git rebase on develop. And let's build that. Okay. How's your what's it called? How's your PowerShell file testing coming along, Corey? Is that going to be ready for tomorrow morning? The correct answer is yes. It was so I thought about pushing it, Kim, but then it'll kick off builds and stuff that are just unnecessary. I don't really want to have to click and cancel all of them. Yeah, push and forget, but I don't know. It just feels like a waste. Yeah, it feels like a waste. I might do though, because then, like you say, at least the SHAs will then be. Oh, you could do. I could have done skip CI. Does skip CI work on? Does skip CI work on GitHub Actions? I think it does. I think it does. I could modify the merge commit. GitHub action. Then I would feel better about pushing them. No, look, no CI. So skip CI. No, it does, look. You can skip workflow runs triggered by the push and pull request events by including a command. So I'm going to give it a try. It says it does. Code is saying, yeah, the test I wanted to include to verify the signed. Hold on, I'm trying to read Corey's one whilst. The test I wanted to include to verify the signed code works is a little harder to build than I thought. That's just because getting access to the signed builds in Test Kitchen is slightly harder. Okay, but you're still on course, though, is what we're saying. Nils is saying not out the box. That is, I'm assuming that we're talking about the skip CI. Kim's saying nope, but you can do that with a rebase. There is no commit there, but the code in the Choco repo. Okay, cool. So I'm getting some conflicting responses here, but I'm going to give it a try because I think I can do it. Let's test it. Assuming this build succeeds, I will reword that commit to include skip CI, and I'll push it, and we'll see if GitHub Actions kicks off. So right now, there are no active GitHub Actions. I need to run. Yeah, you might want to run that again, or bring it up with someone who's allowed to touch things like that, Maurice, because I'm not allowed to anymore. Git rebase -I on develop. So reword on this one. Let's do that. And then let's do skip CI. I'm going to try it. Git push -F. The code has, it won't be there obviously, but it'll be on the Roslinator one, right? So the pull request has been, oh, I don't like the look of that. Oh no, force push 29 seconds ago. And the, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's running. So I'm happy with that. And over here, it's not picked up either. So I'm okay with that. Okay, I feel better now. So let's do this. Git check out that one. Git merge. No FF. Dependabot. Sure. Okay. GHPR list. Where are we going next then? So I still don't want to push that because that'll kick off stuff. Let's do YAML.net. It's a small one. So let's do GHPR checkout 394 git rebase-I on develop. Let's do a reword on that. And let's do skip CI on that. Save that. Get push-F. And let's do a build. Okay. So regarding the error that Maurice put a gist link in the chat room for, Kim saying, seen that happen a few times, not figured out why. Should work when rerunning it again. Maurice is saying, I know, happens all the time for me, like 10 times a week. Okay. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one, unfortunately. There are many, many things about the moderation services that I would like to change, but it's a case of picking battles, and yeah, I don't have a good answer for you, Maurice, at the minute. Sorry. Okay, we're getting there. Progress is being made. How much time are we at? We are 5 minutes past 9. We are probably only going to get to the point where we've merged all the PRs. Probably. But to preempt what needs to be done, I'm right in saying I think that we would need to change the GitHub action build to use the GitHub action workflow, I should say, to install a different version of .NET, because it doesn't ship with it out of the box. So over here, we would need to run the setup.net action. Is that correct? So we would need a new step, or I don't really, we want to do that. So we would want a new step to specifically install or use the default, which might be .NET 6 now. Oh, so there's a new 2022 one. Okay, so we could try that also. I'm sure there's a link for that as well. I'm going to go and try and find it. GitHub Actions build image Windows 2022 installed software. See what that does. So I'm on that repository. I watch that repository quite closely, but let's have a look. Available environments. Look at that. 2022. And then in there, announcements, installed software. There we go. So I got a note. I read an issue where they were going to be pulling in 0.12.0 in the when this next gets updated. So that will be updated to the latest version, which is 0.12.0. Let's .NET. Oh, look at that. So they have the 6.01.01. So yeah, just flipping to 2022 will be all that's required then. Okay, so we could try that, but we'll get through these PRs first. And Maurice is saying, don't worry, I put it in Josh's hands now. Perfect. Safe pair of hands. Did I do that? I did. So I put the skip CI. So we can do git checkout that, git merge, no ff, the dependabot one, which is that one. Beautiful. Git branch -d dependabot. Oh, that's what I was going to ask someone who knows more about this stuff than I do. How do I get Git automatic predictions of branch names, etc.? So I have that on here. So if I do git branch, it'll tell me, I'll be able to tab through them. How do I get that on my Mac? Because I used to have it, but I don't have it on my new Mac. I thought Oh My Posh did it, which is what I've now got installed on my Mac. But Oh My Posh doesn't seem to do it. So what am I missing that I also need to install so that I can get it? Question for the audience. So let's do 393 next. Git PR checkout 393. Git rebase -I on develop. I'm going to come back to the chat room. Git. Okay, hold on. Let's come back to that one then. Was that just you Googling, or is that you know that for a fact, Maurice? The reason I ask is because I'm on ZSH. So does that matter? Let me come back to some of these links. So brew install git bash completion. And then Maurice has got another link to Stack Overflow. Copy, copy, copy. Let's bring it into the stream. Oh, I'm doing the wrong keyboard shortcuts. Paste. When using OS X's Git, that's fine. That's normal. Brew install git bash completion. As comment states, you'll need to add the following to your bash profile to get Homebrew's bash completion working. I don't remember doing that on my last machine. Set posh as your login shell and not have but this is where I get confused, Kim. So I've just set up Oh My Posh, and I'm quite happy with Oh My Posh. Do I really need to have Oh My ZSH and Oh My Posh installed? Because they do very similar things, right? So do I need to have them both? Question for the audience. And set PowerShell to be your login. See, I'm not against that, Corey, but part of me wants to remain as close to the metal on the Mac as possible to get used to it. I mean, I know I've been using it for 4 years now, but there are still things about it I don't understand. So, Oh My Posh will work in the PowerShell environment. No, that's not true. So I have ZSH open in iTerm. So I'm using iTerm and ZSH, and Oh My Posh is doing the terminal lookups for me. So I'm not running PowerShell in iTerm. Oh My Posh is doing more than just it works for more than just PowerShell now. But it does. It does. It does. It really does. So let me bring this in. So this is me. Oh, hold on. That got bigger all of a sudden. This is me in ZSH, and this is Oh My Posh that's doing all of these stuff. So it definitely does work. I think Oh My Posh has gone above and beyond where it started, yes, because Oh My Posh is now just is an exe that is a cross-platform executable. it's not coupled to PowerShell where it was before. So yeah, Oh My Posh is more than just PowerShell now. But what it doesn't have is Git tab completions, and I would like it to have Git tab completions without having to add Oh My Posh when I'll maybe need to ask Jan. I'll maybe reach out to Jan and see what I'm missing. But yeah, it is quite fancy, Maurice. This is my new terminal for the new year. But what I yes, Kim. But I kind of thought that Oh My Posh would do it for me. But maybe I'm just not understanding, and it's perfectly possible. I'm maybe not understanding the innards of how it works, because everything else just worked. You know what I mean? Everything else kind of came out of the box working for exactly the way I wanted it, and I kind of thought that it might include the Git tab completions, but maybe I'm just thinking, expecting too much from it. Help me, Obi Jan. So it's a different Jan. It's not our Jan from Chocolatey. This is Jan de Dobelier. I think I got that right. He's the author or creator of Oh My Posh. So let's try. That's a big one. So let's leave that one just now. Let's do 410. GHPR checkout 410. Get rebase -I on develop. And then reword that one. And then do skip CI on this one. Save that. Do that. Get push-f. I'll come back and catch up in any messages in a second. Let me just kick this build off. In Windows, I think Oh My Posh does not do the tab completion. Okay. I think Git Posh does, or PoshGit, yes. Okay, so on my Windows machine, I do have PoshGit installed. So, okay. Yeah, I might have to ask. I might have to reach out to Jan and say, and in fact, is it going to be mentioned? He maybe mentioned it on his website. So if I go up here to go, Oh My Posh, it's ohmyposh.dev. Is there a search? Oh, there is a search. Tab completion. Segments for, so there's two segments. There's one for Git, and that is for information when I Git repository. So a segment is telling, it's one of the sections that you can add to the terminal, but there is one specifically for PoshGit. Display the PoshGit prompt. This segment only works within PowerShell and requires PoshGit. See, I don't want to have that requirement, if I'm honest. So configuration, no. Because this is what I went, this is the process that I went through. And it works everywhere, because what it gets you to do is it gets you to run, where is it? Hold on. Yeah, when you configure the Oh My Posh executable, you tell it what shell you want it to run. So in my case, I'm running ZSH. So I added this into my RC file. And then I found that out by running Oh My Posh print shell, and it told you which one you're current. So if you're in a PowerShell terminal, it would obviously output PWSH. If you're in PowerShell, ZSH, so it tells you which one to do, and then you select which one you want to do, and it goes off and running. Let me bring this up again so we can see it running. And then Kim's got something over here. Copy, copy, copy. Pasty, pasty, paste. Git completion ZSH. So what is this I'm looking at? Oh, I see. This is the Git repository itself. And then in here, there is Git completion ZSH. The recommended way to install this script is to make a copy of it as a file named _git inside any directory in your fpath. For example, create a directory, copy this file, git, and then add the following to your RC file. You'll need git bash's tab completion script installed. By default, bash completion's location will be used. Okay, so there's a little bit to do here. It is the completion wrapper itself for ZSH provided by Git authors. Okay. So does that mean I do need the, what Maurice said is what we're saying. I would still need to install that tab, no, what's it called? We'd need to install the bash completions, I think. And then this is the ZH wrapper on top of bash completions that make it work for ZSH. Is that what I'm hearing? I think. Git check out that. Git merge no ff dependabot serialog. Okay, git branch -d on dependabot. I'll come back to messages again because we'll see where we're at. Git pr list. Let's do the, I don't even know what that one is, but let's do that one next. GHPR checkout 418. Git rebase-i on develop. Let's do a reword. And let's do a skip CI on this. So, honest question then, Kim. What are you doing? Are you using tab completion on your Mac? And if so, what are you using? Because it sounds like you had to look that up, which makes me think that you're using something different. And I'm curious. There's lots of stuff going on in this that I have no idea what it is. Paginate, beautiful. Lots of stuff. Okay, so you've got all my ZSH installed. Okay. And this has been recently updated as well. Okay. The recommended way to install the script is to copy it. So that part I can do. You need git bash completion script installed. By default, bash completion location will be used, e.g. package config, blah. If your package completion script is somewhere else, you need to specify the location in there. And it need to know where that is. Okay. Okay. We have to Google that some more. That's a job for not today. That's a rabbit hole if ever I saw one. So okay, so Kim is saying he's got all my ZSH installed, and then he enabled the Git plugin for ZSH. Okay. So the enabling of the Git plugin for Oh My Posh didn't do that last part. No, the bunny definitely doesn't need to go in the rabbit hole. Not tonight, anyway. We have things to do, but this has been a kind of a nice introduction. Ooh, that's what I was going to see. My widgets are broken. Let me see if they're working now that I'm on stream. If I do this, oh, it is. That wasn't working before. I did a test. Would you mind, Maurice, seeing if the thingy comments? Oh, you heard it too? Oh, even better. I didn't. Oh, and he got sound. Oh, look at that. I'd love to say that I fixed that, but no. John just donated $31. Thanks, John. It's really kind of you. John didn't actually do that. Can you check to see if the featured comments is still working, Maurice? And if it's not, then probably fix machine. Probably. I don't know, Maurice. What was it? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can dig that out. Feature.chat. Let me send this to you. Where's Maurice? Maurice says, oh, that's in a different. Oh, I haven't got that one open. I'm gonna have to open Discord. Hold on. Be back in a second. Close this. Where's Maurice? Yeah, there it is. That one. Try that one. Okay, cool. That worked. So let's do git checkout dash git merge no ff dependabot. That one. Happy days. GHPR list. I'm getting to the point that I've forgotten which ones we've done. So I think text copy we haven't done. I don't think we've done text copy. Let's have a wee look. So we've done attributed, we've done CD log sync, we've done YAML.net, Roslinator. Yeah, we haven't done that one. So let's do text copy net. Ooh, hold on, look, it is. Well done, Maurice. Thank you very much. I think I'm right in saying that the developer behind that feature.chat is working on other stuff as well. So that would be cool to see what there is there. 415 text copy. Git rebase-I on develop. Let's reword that one. So what other things should I check on the stream to see if it's working? Because I'm genuinely flying by the seat of my pants. I tested the things I could think to test. I sent Maurice a little snippet video yesterday that just to make sure that it sounded okay, and he came back to say that it was, so that was good. But everything else, I'll be honest, I don't fully understand how the streaming collections that I have in Streamlabs OBS got onto my new Mac. I genuinely don't know how they got there. But when I opened Streamlabs OBS, the collections were just there. I expected to have to do an import and export. That's probably a good idea, Maurice. So let's do that. So I'll jump onto the Be Right Back screen and see what it does. You can probably still hear me because I haven't muted my mic, but that's the scene there. So let's jump back to this one. Oh, but I've lost my chat. Where did my chat go? Oh, that's annoying. because I missed Corey's message isn't there anymore because Streamlabs probably synced it through. I did wonder that, Corey. Yes, that was my thought process too. But that's annoying that the chat disappeared. Okay, never mind. There was a build error when I included text copy. Now that was a major version change, I think. Consider updating your target framework to .NET Core 3.1 or later. Doesn't support. Oh, so we would have to remove the dot. Oh, okay. So we get text copy to work. It also wasn't a smooth transition when you change off the Be Right Back screen. There's a setting to not reload when the browser source are no longer available. I'm getting confused now, sorry. It also, oh, sorry. There's a setting within, there's a setting to not reload the browser source when, hold on, browser source. I am using a browser source for the chat. So that would be, not that one. Where's, well, the chat window's here. So, oh, it's gone again. Look, oh, it's gone. My chat's gone. I'm going to come out of this. It's just nuked my chat. I'm not going to do that again. I'll look at that setting later, Corey. So in order to do this, we would need to do the change that I had here. So let's not add in the net 601 yet, but let's remove the net core app 2.11. Net core app 2.1. Oh, what do we think about full fat framework? Are we removing full fat framework, or should we leave a full fat framework in there? What are our thoughts on that one? I didn't knowingly reload the chat. No, what I did is I opened the chat settings in Streamlabs OBS and it went away. In real OBS, it's shutdown source not visible and refresh browser when scene becomes active. Oh, hold on. That's a bit vicious, people. Is there any specific reason? Because if we do that, then I think we would have to change, well, the chocolatey package would go away as well. So I'm going to leave it in this round, I think. But I might come back and remove it later based on that resounding kill it with fire. Brutal. Brutal. New run, now it works. Oh, hold on. This is your reject. Oh no, that's the rerunning the package verifier. Yeah. Best suggestion would be to do what you've done, which is to follow up in Discord and see if there's any takers in there. No, hold on. What have I done? Detected package downgrade. Reference the package directly from the project to select different version. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? You know what? I'm going to come back to that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get checkout dash, and I'm going to push this to let it catch up with itself. Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is I will let, at this point, I'm going to let dependabot catch up. So let's close off some of these. I can come back to them from the chat, from the from the stream. Okay, so then hopefully, oh, but that no, because we've got a merge commit, so that should cause it to build. He says merge pull request. That should have kicked off a run. Or is it being smarter than the average bear and looking into the contents of that, which has no, it's not pushed it. Oh, I see. Get push upstream. My bad. It pushed it to origin. That's why I was getting confused. But now it should have it in here. There we go. Right. So in which case, some of those pull requests should have been closed. Good. And now it will hopefully rebase some of these in a manner that we can sort things out. Because if we, so it is attempting to rebase some of these. So let's let it do its thing and see what it gets to and see if it creates any new ones, and then we'll know where we're at. And then we're at 9:35. Close that one, don't need you anymore. So I didn't add a commit to any of them. So it's closed off the ones that we had merged manually, so they've been closed off. And I was working on a local commit into the test copy one, but I didn't actually commit it. It won't rebase those you've added updated commits. Told it to recreate one of them though. No, but you updated some due to the rebasing. Yes, but those have been closed off automatically. The ones that I rebased locally, I added the skip CI to, and those have now been closed automatically. So if we were to go to, they've correctly been updated and moved to merged. No, the text copy one, I didn't push that. So it's still local on my machine. So that one won't get updated. Correct. But these ones, by virtue of the fact that, yes, I see what you're saying, I think. So let's look to see if this one builds, for example. I lost my CI, but let's open that one again. GitReleaseManager, history. It's doing, that's the develop branch build. Okay, cool. Force push. Oh, I did. Oh, okay. Okay. I must, okay, I see what you're saying now. I did the force push and then I built it. Yes, no, sorry, you're correct. Yes, okay. So that one's probably broken and we'll need to come back to that. But what we'll do is we will close that PR and it will, if it's still required, it will bring it back to life. So let's do that. So what's the chances of Scriban working after 2 major releases? Oh, you did? Oh, so you've been in there and do it. Okay. Okay. So what have you done? Have you done you've done a dependabot recreate? Perfect. Okay. 1 in 1 million. I like those odds. That's why I play the lottery. Haven't won recently, to be fair. One day, though. One day. One day. Force push the branch. Oh, it's done it. It's done it. So now it's kicking off the build. So now if we go over here, now we've got a Screeban build. And we're working on the Microsoft extensions. Let's wait and see what happens here. Maybe. Who was it? No, it was. Maybe 4, and you are close. It's built in. Let's see. I can't count that high. And the mixture of decimal points and commas is confusing me. So I can't read that. It's confusing to my eyes. I'm confused by that. So is the extra 4 zeros at the end, is that your decimal point? Because that's just, no, that can't be right. That can't be 1 million with 4 decimal points, because that's just completely wrong. No. That's wrong on so many levels. Can't take it. Can't read that. No, I've no words. No. Come on. No. Let's take for an example. Let me send a message. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it, people. No, you can't have a comma as a decimal point. It's a decimal point. The clue's in the name. It's no. Nils, don't. Nils, I've got no words. I can't take it. What did you do in tonight's stream, Gary? Well, we argued about what the decimal point should be, and I lost by the look of it because it's 3-1. I'm not having it. Where's Corey when I need him? What do the Canadians do? They've probably got a different way of doing it. Let's wake Josh up and see what the New Zealand folks do. Well, we do it properly. Hold on. I'm optimistic. Corey's going to come in. Yes. Okay, it's 3-2. Right. Wake up Josh in New Zealand and bring him to the table. There we go. Corey's on my side. Loving your work. Loving your work. Oh, come on now. It's went and found a bunch of... We're literally going to be here all night. Dependabot's found some more things that need to be bumped. It is only the stupid English-speaking countries. Hold on. What's Wikipedia saying? Let's bring this into chat. Because, like I say, we're going to be here all night waiting on this. Usage worldwide. So what are we looking at? Influence of calculators and computers. What am I looking at? Comma, decimal separator. There's a lot of text in here. What's the usage worldwide saying? Countries where a comma is used as a decimal point separator. Okay, there's a few. Commas with a dot used as the decimal point separator. Oh, we win. There's more of them. We win. Wikipedia said so. As Gary said, it is a point. A comma is closer to a smudge. Love it. Okay, so Microsoft.extensions.dependency injection failed. It's not looking promising, really, is it? Not by the look of the map. Oh, come on now. Okay, so what do the colors mean? What's the legend? I don't see. I need you to cite your cite your evidence here. Which one's which? Green must be the. No, it can't be. Look at that. So the blue folks. That's quite surprising, really. Wow. What do Canadians must do something completely different because they're a different color. If you want your brain to melt, look at the currency counting in India. Well, that explains why you guys are smudging. Blue equals dot, light green, comma, dark green, both. Oh, so that's a dark green. Oh. Red is Arabic decimal, and grey is unavailable. Oh, the weird. I'm glad you said that, Corey. I'm not sure we get away with saying something like that on stream. Right, where do we get to? Come on, Screeban. Let's get at least another couple done. You're on the opposite side though, right? You're on the west coast. Build. Oh, Screeban failed on AppVeyor, but that's maybe just AppVeyor fail, so let's not worry too much about that. Yep, Iron Brew. The brew of the iron. Oh, come on. Kind of run out of things to say. Don't know what to talk about anymore. Did everybody see that the downloads of Chocolatey have gone over 1 million for the latest release? It was quite quick as well. So if we do find packages and we look at Chocolatey, which is behind my head, then its download count for the current latest version has went over 1 million. Look at that. And anyone, oh, I fixed this. This was annoying. But if you'd previously searched for the word cursor or mouse or a couple of other random things, it would have caused a 524 error to be returned on the page. That no longer happens because I fixed it. I'm not going to go into the details of how I fixed it because I haven't got enough time left on the stream. But let's just say that there was a bug and I fixed it. And yeah, that Screeban one failed. Oh, it didn't. Oh, that's that. Okay, so we can do that one. So let's merge Screeban because it passed. So let's do GHPR list. Who, that wasn't me this time. No, I'll put my hand up now, Corey. I'll put my hand up to the bug that's going out in 0.12.1, although I don't know how. but I'm not putting my hand up to that bug. No, that is a much older bug than since I've been around. PR checkout Scriban 405. So that one should be up to date. So let's do a rebase I on develop just so that we can stop it from kicking off another build. We've just fixed it. Let's do skip CI. Git push dash F and git checkout dash git merge dependabot. Nope. Yep. Git branch minus D dependabot. Sure. Sure. Get rid of those two other ones just now as well. Git branch minus D dependabot. Git branch minus D dependabot. That one, I'll need a shout at that one with a capital D. Excuse me. Okay. Scriban worked. End substitute. That should be a simple enough one. GHPR list. HPR checkout. End substitute 420. G git rebase minus I on develop. I'll come back to some. I'll come back to the chat room in a second. And then we'll do skip CI. That one. Git push F. And we'll run a build just to make sure that one runs there too. Do you need someone who knows how to do a git bisect to find where it was introduced? I know a guy, he's pretty good with git bisect. He definitely is. No, I think the problem with that one is, so the problem with that one really comes down to the way we store package icons on the community repository. Rather than ingesting those icons when we first push a package, we rely on harvesting those icons when someone needs them and caching them in the wrong place. So we need to fix where we're caching things, and we need to ingest the icons at the point that the package is approved. At a minute, let's say we're doing things in the wrong order, that will ultimately fix the problem. So it was a design decision early on that we need to go back and look at. No thanks, he requires too much payment up front. All good. Yes, I think it's the prolonged talking, if I'm honest. It's not been used to it. So need to get back into the habit, I think. So just a little cough there, just from that. Oh. I'm seeing my name mentioned. Oh no, we're not. Okay. I am going to mark that as unread so I can follow up with that later. It's a job for tomorrow. Possibly. So more meetings during work to get used to it. I think that's exactly what's needed, because I don't have enough meetings at the minute. My day today was pretty much all meetings, to be fair, on various topics. I didn't get to what I was actually meant to be doing, and it's not looking like it's going to get. Yeah, I don't know, Kim. I might get to what I meant to do, which is your thing at some point, but we'll wait and see what James has got for me tomorrow. unless he's lurking in the chat as well and not said hello. I had a lot of work days last year where 8 hours I work, I had. You've got a comma there. Do you mean 7 or 5 hours, or is that 7.5 hours? But yeah, no, those days are, they're horrible. That's one slight benefit from having a time shift. So in the morning, I get most of my mornings because the majority of folks aren't online. But today, for example, I had a long meeting with one of the other folks in the UK for discussing something, and it took up the majority of my morning. And I'm going to be busy all tomorrow morning, not doing meetings, but I've got something that needs to go out the door tomorrow. So we'll get there. We'll get there. I can. Yes, I can. So at least one of those 3 people I speak too much to anyway. And yeah, Paul likes a chin wag. Or one of the other ones. Because I start early doors. So recently, Kim, yeah, you've been winning recently. Actually, normally it's Paul that I speak the predominantly to, but of late I have been borrowing Kim's ear for a lot of things, and he's been very helpful. So we've had a lot of meetings recently. Git check out, develop, git merge, off, that one. Okay, so let's do that one. What are meetings? Wednesday afternoons is very busy for me. That's where I have meetings with everyone, back to back. Okay, so we've got through some of them. We haven't done all of them. We've actually ended up with more pull requests than we started with, I think. So, but I want to get through these dependencies. I want to get them updated so that we're on a good footing for moving forward with the .NET 6 release. Yeah, you do, Corey. I don't have a meeting with, well, last time I checked, you did. That's when we have our meeting first thing your morning, or are you not classing that because it's too early for you? Oh no, where did we? It's, oh, I deleted it for this week. Yeah, you're right. I have a meeting with Paul that I haven't really prepped for. I need to go and figure some stuff out for that meeting. That's on Wednesday. Yeah, I need to write some stuff down. Right, but yeah, so I think we've ended the evening with more pull requests than we started with. So we've made literally no progress. But the intention would be to carry on getting those merged in, getting them approved, and then ultimately, I haven't been doing what I needed to do, which was labeling them. I need to go back and do that. But the hope is to get to a point where we can ship 13.0 of GitReleaseManager, and really there's no new functionality going out in that. That functionality there is really just about, well, there was the hope for new functionality, but I suspect that those will get bumped, and we'll do a 0.13 release that is really just about a new target framework, and this new functionality won't be added in, unfortunately, unless we get to some of these ones. But that's from 2015. Yeah, not likely. But anyway, that is the end of the stream for tonight. I've come to the end of my day. Did you get your new toy? What are we referring to there, Maurice? Try to think what we've spoken about. Notepad. You're talking about the writing device that I got. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what we're talking about. Did I tell you about that? I think I did. Yes, okay. So what Maurice is referring to there is I bought myself a Remarkable 2, a digital notepad, rather than writing on bits of paper. And I have been using it. It's not here with me because I've taken it inside. I take it inside after work, but use it for handwritten notes in digital form, and it's really quite cool. I spoke to Paul about it because Paul's got one too. And he said it was invaluable, and it's been good so far. Because the problem that I have with these books is you write a bunch of stuff and then you forget where things are. So at least with that, there's an element of just rewriting over stuff, deleting stuff, keeping them in structured order. So I've still got the tactileness of writing something and recording it on essentially what feels like paper, because when you're writing on it, it really does feel quite natural. But I can add pages, I can structure it. My to-do list, which I tended to have over multiple pages, I write it in one list, one page, and then I delete it from when I've done things and just start filling in the gaps again. So yeah, no, it's working really well so far. Really happy with it. That was my toy to myself, or my present to myself over the Christmas period. Which that was on top of the other present, which was the Ecto 1 Lego kit that I bought. But so I had 2 presents. Okay, I bought myself 2 presents. But the Remarkable 2 was more for work. Although my daughter has taken to writing notes for me, and I find them in random notebooks. So she's quite good at using it. She had to play with it as well. But anyway, as a recap, the intention tonight was to try and get a release of GitReleaseManager out the door. We didn't succeed in that endeavor. We ran into an issue straight away where the build wasn't working on my machine where I have .NET 6 installed. So we had to figure out what that was, and that was to do with the T4 templating tool that we are using, and we needed to bump that. Then we set about trying to get some of these outstanding dependabot requests merged in. We started that process, but we've ended up with more pull requests than we started with, just because it's been so long since I've done this. So we need to continue to work our way through those, get to a point where all of those are merged in, and then we can look to shipping a version that will work on .NET 6. I know that there was some discussion in the chat room about completely removing support for .NET Framework, but I think I'll leave that in this release because that will be a breaking change. I'd want to signal that one a little bit more, and we'll also need to remove the chocolate package that is currently in the repository as well. So on that note, I think you need to, no. Just saw the comment from Maurice there about the Remarkable 2 and having to buy another one. No, she won't be getting one of those. No, not unless I do win the lottery in order to subsidize that. But for now, thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate it. And, oh, hold on. Kim is saying, fine to keep the .NET framework, but only for the CLI. Is that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, okay. So is that? I feel a squirrel coming along here, but let's make sure that we're talking about the same thing. So currently we have a .NET tool, and that is currently targeting Netcore app. Right, okay, fine, yes. So the .NET Core CLI, which is this one, is net standard, or not standard, full fat framework and the core projects. So that means that the core one, by virtue of that, unless we switch to, no, so that one is net standard. So that's fine. Okay. So that one is happy. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, I think we're in an okay place. But yeah, it's been fun to be back into this. I hope it went okay. I hope the sound's okay. I'll check the sound when I do the recording and push it up to YouTube just to see if it's okay going into there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. And the streams going forward, there's a few things that I want to do. Some of them will be chocolatey related because there's a lot of work happening in chocolatey in the next short while. So there'll probably be some chocolatey related ones. And I do want to get a release of cake.recipe out the door. And after that, I kind of want to go back and finish off the website that I was creating that I never really did much with because it's kind of just stalled. But that's for a different day. But for now, thank you very much. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you very much. How do I end this thing again? I click this and I'm going to click a button on my Stream Deck and hopefully that'll work. Right. Bye-bye.